So now that now that you found out about Songland, you applied for Songland, tell us what that process was like.
I heard about Songland a few years ago, actually, and sent in, I filled out like a 7-page application and sent in a video, and they said, "We love you, we'll be in touch." And then I never heard anything back. So a year ago, I had been taking meetings with different music publishers to try to think about maybe getting a publishing deal, trying to get a team behind me. And I made friends with one guy named John Chen at BMG. And he didn't offer me a deal, but we were just kind of friends. We kept in touch. I was sending him music. And so about a year ago, he said, "Hey, there's this show Songland happening. I think you'd be perfect for it. It's for unsigned writers." And I was like, "Oh, Songland, I already applied to those guys. Forget them. They're not serious." They're not so it was kind of on my list of things to do, but I was finishing songs and I was so busy. So by the time I finally sent them an email, they said, "Oh man, you missed the deadline. It was yesterday."
Oh.
No. But they said there was a trial round where the judges were going to meet Ryan Tedder, Esther Dean, and Shane McAnally. We're just going to kind of meet, get used to the format, and I could meet them and meet a few other songwriters. And I said, why not? So I did the trial round, and luckily for me, they loved my song so much, they told the producers that he has to be on the show.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And
so yeah, it was a long time coming, and then we filmed the pilot before the network had even picked it up, and it was just a blast. Everyone was really friendly. We all made great connections, and then
so the song that was actually on Songland that you performed, was that the same song that you had done in the pre-trial or the trial?
Yeah, exactly.
It was? Oh, okay, so they had already. So then by the time it airs, I mean, they've already heard the song a couple times?
Just that one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go on, you perform. Are you nervous? Are you happy, excited? What are you feeling in that moment?
A little bit of all three of those emotions, yeah. A little nervous, there was lights and cameras and just a big production, and I was in wardrobe, and I mean, these are some of my idols, legends in the music industry, great writers. So, and I felt like I had taken my song as far as I could take it, or where I thought it should be. So I was curious to hear their input, and definitely a little nervous, a little excited as well.
Okay, so then what happens? So then you perform, and then what is the waiting period like?
So on my episode, we did like 9 days of filming. And a lot of it wasn't used, like B-roll of just walking down the sidewalk and looking cool. That like didn't end up in the show. But yeah, you perform your song, and then I guess they kind of discuss internally, and they pick who's going to be your mentor. Yeah. And then I was paired with Ryan, which was awesome, and I got to have a studio session with him. And at that time, I was even more nervous then, because it was one-on-one with Ryan Tedder, and I don't know, I was just like wanted to be friends with him and was super nervous. But yeah, I was like I said, I had taken the song as far as I thought it should go, so I was just curious about what he thought it should be, and I was very open to like anything he wanted to try. I said, take out the chorus, take out this, add a post-chorus, try doing a vocal chop, a sample thing, like whatever you want to do. The song is kind of in your hands now. And then afterwards, it was just very interesting, because in some ways I think he made it better, and in some ways it was like a little watered down from my original version. But of course, we were specifically revising the song for Charlie Puth. Right. So it's one thing to have a good song, but it really needs to be a good song for whichever artist is going to be singing it. Makes sense. Yeah. So when he revised it, I thought it was better for Charlie Puth.
Mm-hmm.
But then a couple weeks before my episode, I found out Charlie Puth wasn't going to put it out. So that's kind of when I said, well, I'm going to put out my original because that was the one that really came from my heart.
Uh-huh. And so, yeah, so I saw, you know, and it's on YouTube too, for everybody that's wondering what the original sounds like. It's out there on YouTube if you just Google Songland and Zach, and it'll show you, you know, that he's the winner. And so, yeah, so Charlie did not release it then.
Yeah. Yeah, he was the only artist that didn't put out the song. And I think it's because, and I don't exactly know, but I think it's because we filmed the pilot, which was like already over a year ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't put out music for a long time. So by the time the episode finally came out a year later, he was excited about it originally, but now by the time it finally came out, he already had some other songs. And his new single, Mother, is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So then what happens with that music? Like
Well, I actually put it out under my own name.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, the song that you created for him, nothing happens. It just stays in music, virtual music land, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Along with the other 600 songs just sitting on my computer that nobody's heard.